everyone, this is Danielle Mitchell with Average Black Girl, and I'm here with Deena McKay with Black Tech Unplugged, and I am so excited. Now, if you are interested in being in the tech industry, if you have questions about podcasts, or if you want to submit your questions because you don't know who else to go to as far as advice or someone that looks like you or can relate to you, this is the episode for you. You definitely want to tune in for this. I am so excited. She gave so much information and some really helpful tips, and I'm even excited. I want to start a podcast now after this interview. So stay tuned, and here we go. All right, so first introduce yourself. Who are you? And tell us a little bit about your background.
Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Deena McKay. I'm a woman who works in IT. I'm an enterprise architect, and I also run my own blog for tech, which is DeenaMcKay.com, as well as a podcast called Black Tech Unplugged.
Okay, great. And what made you think of the idea? How did you decide, okay, I'm going to make a space for Black Tech?
So, as my experience as a woman who's Black and also I'm a person who's in tech, I never was running into people who really looked like me until a few years ago. And I wanted to find a way where I could communicate with other people who look like me as well as share our stories, because a lot of times it's not in mainstream media. So what I decided to do was create a podcast for people who are doing amazing things in tech and people who are working in tech, just so they would be able to share their stories. A lot of times we hear that there's a pipeline problem in tech for people who are Black in tech, or there's not enough people to hire, not enough talented people. And I wanted to show that they do exist. Maybe they're not looking in the right spaces, but we do exist. And I believe that representation matters, so I love sharing the stories of Black people in tech.
Okay, great. And what is one of your goals, I guess, for the end of the year? And what do you see for the next year coming out for 2018 for your business?
So my goals for the end of the year, that's a good question. I want to continue to give the people podcast episodes and show unique people who are doing unique things in tech. And then the next year, I definitely want to start bringing training courses to Black Tech Unplugged, as well as more events in different cities.
Okay. And so what if somebody wants to get in contact with you? How do they do that? You and the business.
So if you want to find me and Black Tech Unplugged, you can find me on Instagram or Twitter under Deena, DEENA _MCKY on Instagram, Twitter. You can find me on Facebook as well. For the Black Tech Unplugged, you can find us on Twitter, Black Tech Unplugged on Instagram, as well as Black Tech Unplugged on Facebook.
Okay, great. So what are some of your success stories? Do you have any major things that you've done?
Some success stories are just, a lot of people have been listening to the podcast. It's been over 200 episodes. Over 200 people have listened to the episodes, each episode so far. So a lot of listeners, hoping to still continue to grow my audience and get it into the right hands and people. And I guess just even the launch of it is a success to me, because I originally was doing something else before. And when I pivoted and started my own podcast, I was doing something brand new, alone, no idea, no strategy had been formed yet, but I knew that I was passionate about it and I really wanted to do it. So just that I'm here is even a success to me.
So what do you have as far as advice for people that want to do their own podcast about something that is work related or industry focused? What advice do you want to give to people listening and watching?
So one piece of advice that I would give is that just do it. Podcasts are very easy. It's easy to get into. It's low cost when it comes to actually producing and creating the episodes. So definitely just start. If you go on Google, if you Google how to create a podcast, there's so much information out there that you can use to get an episode going. And also just find where your people are. So a lot of times people forget that there's a certain niche that you're looking at. So just make sure you're in the right spaces and creating for the right people and listening to your audience for what to create.
Okay, great. Any last words or takeaways?
So check out the podcast, Black Tech Unplugged. It's on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, anywhere you can find a podcast. You can probably find Black Tech Unplugged. And feel free to connect with me. I'm always open for questions. If you have questions about podcasts, tech, anything, let me know. I'm always available and open.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.